We are Opera A La Carte, one of the foremost Gilbert and Sullivan repertory companies in the United States. The company began in 1970 as a dinner theater ensemble that quickly grew to include full production performances. Founding artistic director Richard Sheldon.
I was born in York in the north of England, and I came to the United States in 1965. First of all, I should say I come from a very, very musical family, so I was brought up with music. I worked with the A La Carte people in London for a while. In fact, for a time, I was going back and forth to England and back here to California, right around the time I started Opera A La Carte. Opera A La Carte began in March of 1970, and we began as a little concert group, and we put together a program called W.S. Gilbert and Arthur Sullivan Request the Pleasure. It was dialogue and music from the operas and some of Gilbert's plays. We mounted our very first production, which was The Mikado, and we did it in Oakland, up north, at the Oakland Pavilion, which was quite new then, with the Oakland Symphony. Later on we started touring, and we started touring on the West Coast, and then going national. We do what we call the Big Three, HMS Pinafore.
We sail the ocean blue, and the saucy ships of the Yukti, with a sober man and true, and attentive throughout duty.
The Mikado. The Pirates of Penzance.
Well, I am a pirate king. I'm a pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. It is hurrah for pirate king, hurrah for pirate king.
Richard Sheldon has been called the #1 Savoyard now living in America.
For a long time, my favorite role was Sir Joseph Porter in HMS Pinafore. But I love Sir Joseph Porter, but now my favorite role is the Major General in the Pirates of Penzance. And I have that wonderful patter song, I am the very model of a modern Major General. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fight historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both the simple and quadratical. About my noble theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. Oh, lot of news. Aha! With miniature for facts about the square, the hypotenuse.
Mr. Sheldon oversees the artistic direction of all Opera A La Carte productions, concerts, and educational programs. His lectures and masterclasses prove him to be an exceptional scholar of the art form.
My ideals are for an accurate, polished performance. Accurate in dialogue and music, and polished in terms of acting, staging, everything. As Gilbert wanted it, but he was very, very particular about these things. Everything had to be very spick and span, and he didn't put up with any slovenliness at all, and I try not to.
Opera A La Carte performs in major metropolitan areas, yet maintains committed to bringing this delightful art form to small, underserved communities across the United States.
Yeah, we have played all over the United States. We played in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It's a lovely old theatre. It was built in the same year as HMS Pinafore was written, 1878. It was very nice. I love those old theatres. They're just gorgeous.
Opera A La Carte's outreach programs for schools are designed to nurture and educate our young fans into becoming the audiences of tomorrow.
We go into the schools, there's 5 or 6 of us, and we try to reach out to the kids, we talk to the kids, we have them ask questions and all that sort of thing.
Opera A La Carte offers educational versions of many shows and customizes the shows for any age group. Student performances include a peek behind the scenes at intermission, during which the director describes the production and introduces the stage crew.
With any art form, introducing kids to these things is very, very important. And I think the biggest mistake a school can make is to take the kids to a public performance, sit them down and say, now shut up and watch and listen. That's not the way it should work.
Opera A La Carte offers masterclasses and lecture demonstrations for choral and theater programs at the high school and university levels. Since 1970, Opera A La Carte is dedicated to upholding the tradition and authenticity of the works of Gilbert and Sullivan as they were originally intended to be produced.
He wanted everything authentic, like in Mikado, the kimonos had to be authentic. In Pinafore, the uniforms had to be authentic and all that sort of thing. And even the sets and the accessories on the sets all had to be correct. Well, a lot of people seem to want to spoof it up and camp it up and do silly things with it, change it and all that sort of stuff. We don't. We do it very traditionally. We do it, I try to get as close as to the way Gilbert wanted it, and we don't mess around with it. And so we try to do what we call the genuine article, and we advertise it as such. The melodies are very, very infectious, and the dialogue is also very infectious, very catchy. I'm very proud of the company. I have a lot of very talented people. We've had some very proud moments, some very fine moments where we've done wonderful performances. I mean, I feel very fortunate to have very talented people working with me, and that helps a lot.